2026 World Cup will see the last international minutes, probably, of Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Memo Ochoa, and Luka Modric. Justin Verlander's already announced that this is going to be his last season. Mike Trout has struggled to stay healthy and seems a shell of the player he once was. Serena Williams has retired, unretired, and then got injured shortly after unretiring. LeBron James is 41, Stephen Curry 38, Max Scherzer 41. Novak Djokovic is the last of the big four who's still playing. Tiger Woods may never play another competitive round of golf on the PGA Tour. And we've tragically lost Kobe Bryant, Johnny Gaudreau, and Diogo Jota in just the last few years. I think you get my point. From the time I became a teenager, there are very few of my favorites still active. And no matter how impervious our favorites may seem to the power of Father Time, he remains undefeated. So what's my point with all this rambling about my childhood favorites? It's my reminder to all sports fans out there to appreciate the greats while we still can. They excite us fans every time they lace them up, and we should do our best to live in the moment. We can get so caught up trying to capture the perfect moment on our phones that we can lose ourselves a bit at these sporting events. But every great career comes to an end, so let's make sure we give our favorites their flowers and truly appreciate their greatness while we still can. Andy Bernard said it best in the series finale of The Office. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Well, sports fans, we've been pretty blessed over the last 20 years with the talent that has graced our favorite sports. It's not too late to let you know we still got some good days left. I'm Dominic Jimenez, and this has been a Sports Byline USA 2-minute warning.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you. Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
It was the Roman poet Virgil who said, "Easy is the descent to hell. All night long, all day, the doors of dark Hades stand open. But to retrace the path, to come out again to the sweet air of heaven, there is the task, there is the burden. If I cannot move heaven, I will raise hell." We'll talk about that later, but now it's time for Rick Tittle and Titillating Sports on Sports Byline USA. All right, thanks for that, and welcome back to another live edition of Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Last live show of the week. Friday will be a rerun. I'm going to be up at Edgewood for the American Century Championship. I always want to say Pro-Am, but there's no pros. It's just AM. I'll be up at the AM. And I don't know if you tune in during the minutes before the hour starts, because we do start at 9:06 instead of 9 because we have a newscast. But our own Dominic Jimenez voiced a pretty nice little evergreen piece. It was well done, but also the thing that was before him, me belching into a mic for 3 minutes would have been better than that. But not to say it wasn't still well done. It was the thing we had before. It went boop. Soccer is a popular sport where people like to attend. Boop. It would have that beep. Then it would say, stadiums have lots of seats to produce revenue. Boop. Now, a lot of times when radio stations change formats, they'll put something like that on that repeats over and over again, like a minute, 2 minutes. You might have heard it before. And so Sunday night, when I was doing a show remotely from my house, I signed on and I heard that, and I knew it wasn't the network. I thought I had got some station that was changing formats. Anyway, no one cares. I'm just glad that other thing went away. I hope it's gone forever. It'll probably be in the next break. Paula Eiselt, filmmaker, will join me in the first hour, as will Anthony C. Ferrante, filmmaker, in the last hour. Matt Raney from Discovery's Homestead Rescue, a new show coming up this year. He is in about a half hour. And the lovely and talented Liz Miele in studio, punchline comedian, in the second hour. Come on back.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. America we
Celebrate responsibly.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
You're now listening to The Rick Tittle Show. Good for you.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. 1-800-878-PLAY. 1-800-878-7529. Let's get in. Let's get heard. And coming up the next segment, we will talk to a very accomplished filmmaker who has a show at the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival. And then there's a new show on the Discovery Channel called Homestead Rescue. And we'll talk about that as well. We do have the quarterfinals of the World Cup beginning, and these are big ones because whoever wins goes to the World Cup semifinal. And then that's when you really get into it. Now, remember last time who made it to the World Cup semifinal? Morocco. You know their national anthem. Bing, 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 bing. Na, 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 na. I don't know the national anthem. I'm sure it's nice. I have been impressed with some of the national anthems. And I am a national anthem guy. I like it. I like national anthems and flags and all the pomp and circumstance. The other 99% gets a little ugly, but that when it comes to nationalism. So I have to keep adjusting my audio here. All right, I think we're out right now. So that's going to, I mean, you would expect France to win, but then again, Morocco has some pretty good players. One player in Morocco was born in Morocco, but those are the rules, and I'm fine with that. Tomorrow, we're going to get Spain versus Belgium, and I think a lot of Americans who've gone back and forth with the banter from Belgium will be rooting for Spain. I hold nothing against Belgium. Absolutely nothing. I love that country. I've only been to Spain one time. I'm almost embarrassed to say. Went to Barcelona. I've never been to Madrid or Toledo or, to the Balearic Islands or Granada. I would love to go to the North Coast, the Bay of Biscay and San Sebastian, and some of that Basque territory and the Pyrenees. Bilbao is an amazing place, and it's where Tottenham won the Europa League a year ago. But it was already an amazing place. But I've only been one time. I've been to Belgium many times. I love Belgium. But doesn't mean I love the team. As I said, I like Mexico, and I like Canada, and I like Italy, and I hate all their soccer teams. I hate them. Somebody asked me what would happen if Italy played Mexico. And I think I would root for Mexico. That's how bad I hate Italy. And if you want to know why, growing up Catholic, everybody was either Mexican or of Hispanic heritage, Italian, Irish up the kazoo, or Filipino. And then there were very, very, very small amount of German Catholics. In fact, even in Germany, Westphalia and Bavaria are sort of like the Catholic, I don't say pockets because they're not dinky regions, but most people in it's like in America, most people in Germany are Protestant. And so anyway, the '82 World Cup just frosted me so hard, and all my Italian friends teasing me, and Paolo Rossi, who was a gambler and a cheater, and he threw games and he got a 2-year suspension. He came back to win the Golden Boot. Should have been, God, I hate the Azzurri. And then they beat Germany in the final in '06. That fat-faced, ugly-ass Grosso with the goal. I think you can tell I have a lot of baggage. Now, it's not like Denver Bronco hate, but it's up there. And look, Belgium has every right to talk crap. And, just it's funny because there was one. I have to remember sometimes when I am on the internet or social media that everyone who's posting is 19. Name one. Some guy put, name one thing Belgium does better than America, and the guy wrote, let's see, chocolate, waffles. And he wrote, girls. The waffles, yes. I might fight him on the chocolate thing. I really do, because I'm a Hershey's guy. That's just the way I was raised. The girls thing, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to back our American girls there. If you've ever had a Belgian waffle, and I don't want to sound like it's not the same, like one of those guys. Like people always say, oh, it's not like the pizza in New York. I've had pizza in New York 4 times in New York City. All 4 times it was crap. But I did have pizza in Cooperstown, New York, and it was awesome. And it's sort of like when I was going to Philly for the first time like 10 years ago, I talked to Tony Bruno, the guru of Philly sports talk, and I said, where should I get a cheesesteak? And he goes, that's for the tourists. There's so many good restaurants in Philadelphia. Don't get a cheesesteak. And I did. That's another story. But a Belgian waffle tastes like what we would call a cake donut here. It does not taste like an Eggo. And it doesn't mean just if it's really big and the syrup stays in those squares. No. You know what I'm talking about. That's a Belgian waffle here, but a Belgian waffle over there is, oh my gosh. I think the closest thing I've seen is they sell these things now that you can buy. They come in like squares. They sell them at like Jamba Juice. Those are more like a Belgian waffle. Anyway, then on Saturday we get 2 quarterfinals. Norway, England. Unfortunately, one of those teams has to lose because I love England. I've been a fan my whole life of the English national team. And it's funny because I went to the Ballers game last night, and it's crazy how many people I ran into that I knew, but they were like, "Whoa, who's your team? Who do you have left?" And I was like, England, and they're like, eh. I know Mario here, he says all he has left is Switzerland. It's good to have somebody left, but now look, if Norway beats England, Norway is my team. And I don't feel anything for Norway, but I do sort of have, because I'm Scandinavian American, the whole Viking helmet thing. But also, they're not a-holes. If this was Sweden, I would not be feeling this. I would want Sweden to eat a bag of butts. Sweden can go straight to hell. The soccer team. Seriously, Sweden can go straight to hell in a handbasket. Norway never heard of flea. Well, that's not true. They knocked England out of the 1994 World Cup, but I blame Graham Taylor more than I blame Egil Olsen and that game up in Oslo. I don't, I remember it like it was yesterday. And then losing in Rotterdam to the Dutch. Ronald Koeman, who's now their head coach, should have got a red card against David Platt. Not that I remember. Anyway, go 3 Lions. And then Saturday night, Argentina, Switzerland. Did Argentina get preferential treatment? Yes. Was it intentional? I don't think so. I just think that's the way the ball bounced. You know, it did suck for Egypt, but I don't think there was a memo that Infantino gave Letessier, the French ref, saying, "Look, Argentina's got to win here." The Swiss played maybe the most boring game of the entire World Cup against Colombia. Nothing happened in the game. Nothing happened in extra time, and they went to penalties and they got by Colombia. They're not all winners. That was a snoozer. And I've seen Switzerland play in the World Cup before, but I think Argentina, I don't want to say we'll make short work of them, but I see like a 2-0 win for the Albion Celeste. All right, we're getting ready for that. We're also getting ready for Paula Eiselt, filmmaker, on the other side. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Byline.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. That's 800-690-8223.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solution Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. That's 800-520-8629.
I'm not insightful enough to be a movie critic. Maybe I could be a food critic. These muffins taste bad. Or an art critic. That painting is bad.
Why can't you say you talk to me? You're anything about someone else. When it comes home, your bed is on and I'll be gone. But I know my day will come. I know someday I'll be the only one. So now you wait for a spark.
I'm so disgusted by Rick Tittle. that I find him very intoxicating.
Whatever works, I guess. Thank you for that. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. The way film festivals work, and I've been interviewing filmmakers for decades, is first of all, it's hard enough to get selected at a film festival, but then they pick two films, their two best films. The second best film goes first. That's the opening night, and it gets everybody's appetites wet for what's in store. And then you save the best film for last. That's the closing night film. And at the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival, the 46th edition coming up here in the Bay Area, the closing night film is called We Met at Grossinger's. It's going to be Saturday, August 1st, 7:30 p.m. over on my side of the bay at the Piedmont Theater. And we're quite happy now to be joined by the award-winning filmmaker. It is Paula Eiselt, who has directed this documentary. Paula, welcome to the show. And this is the kind of thing where, you know, especially as a guy like me, a Gentile in California, we hear about the Catskills and the Borscht Belt and, you know, Mrs. Maisel and, you know, references from Seinfeld and things. I guess this was really a lot to bite off. What was the impetus behind this project, please?
Yeah, thanks for having me. You know, as you described, you know, you're like, there's this whole world, right, that maybe people don't know about that was happening, starting from really the 30s, but like the heyday was the 50s. And it was this enclave of Jewish hotels that were created because Jews at that time were excluded from hotels. Jews and Black people were not, you know, able to stay. So Jewish people said, okay, we're gonna build our own, and these places became, you know, cultural hubs for entertainment, comedy, and then, of course, really, you know, changed the landscape for American culture. It started, you know, from a place of necessity, you know, that Jews were excluded, so they had to make these places, and then it just became this phenomenon that, of course, everyone would go to and really took off. It was kind of like the Vegas of its day. So, you know, growing up, I'm Jewish, and I heard of the Catskills and the Borscht Belt, and, you know, my mom's side of the family would drive up to the Catskills, but my father's side of the family were Holocaust survivors. So that was more of like the focus of our family history and conversations. So I never really delved into this whole time period. And it wasn't until I was approached to do this that I really understood the cultural impact of this whole time period. And I just was like, wow, this is like a slice of American history that I didn't know about to this extent. I just thought it was, you know, some old people at hotels. You know, I didn't realize what was there at the time. So it was really this joyful journey to just learn about it and see the impact it had and how special it was and unique at that time, because it was also, you know, very inclusive. It was Jackie Robinson came with his family to Grossinger's, and Rachel Robinson writes in her book, it has a whole chapter on Grossinger's of just what it meant to them to take part in this cultural space. So I think it's this really underexplored slice of Americana that I was really excited to dive into.
What I think is really interesting in me as a stand-up comedy nerd is the roots of it. And, you know, people will say, you know, Mark Twain would stand and talk and everyone would laugh. And it's like, well, when did it really come into its own genre? And I think about the Borscht Belt and the Yiddish humor, the Henny Youngmans, the Take My Wife, Please, that whole thing. But if you think about it, I mean, the way we see stand-up comedy today, I think it owes a lot to sort of the way that they had those different showcase performances up there.
Absolutely. And I think it gave comics like this, they're able to really like learn and experiment with their material. There was always an audience. There was, you know, hotels had like 3 shows a night, and then you can bounce to another hotel and practice your material there. So you had a very engaged audience that was very honest. A lot of the comics would say, you would know if they liked you or not. Like these people were not shy. So you really had to, it really was this like amazing fertile ground for creativity and for really, as you said, just like letting comedy take off. And this was before there were comedy clubs, really. Like there were some, obviously in New York City, in the Village, but it wasn't like this big thing. And this is where people went if you wanted live comedy.
And then what about, let's say, the people who didn't even want entertainment, just the bucolic setting and the lakes and it's really just, like 2 hours outside of New York City, you're in a different world.
Exactly. And that's how it started. Like, people wanted to get out of the heat during the summer. So they wanted to, go to the mountains, and they needed a place to go. So these hotels, started as boarding houses and became hotels, met that need. And it was a time to just escape, for whether you're going for a weekend or a week or a month. And back when there were all these restrictions against Jews, it was a place of kind of refuge, of just to kind of be yourself in a way. And then, of course, people needed to be entertained. And that's how the entertainment started, and then all the food started, and it became, this phenomenon. But it was, just also just an escape to be in nature, outside of New York City.
I also think, too, about, as it started off, as you said, it's like, okay, Jews aren't allowed here. We'll make our own place. But then, as you mentioned, Jackie Robinson and, Eleanor Roosevelt, when other people are like, well, this is it's a nice resort with some good entertainment. It doesn't matter if we're not Jewish. Let's go check it out. And that's pretty extraordinary for those times.
Exactly. Because I think the people who built these hotels, and I can talk for a second about that after, like their intention wasn't, that this was a Jewish space exclusively. It was because, we're not allowed anywhere, so we'll make this, but we very much want everyone to come and to join us. So I think that was really, really important to Jenny Grossinger, who is the face of Grossinger's The Hotel the film is about, and inclusion was extremely important to her. So it became, and as you said, it just became a place that seemed really fun, and it was like the Vegas of its day. You just kind of wanted to be a part of what was going on there. So yeah, I think it opened up, and it became a spot like for politicians to come and talk to people. It actually was like a place on the map to go to. And
like any summer resort, a place for romance as well, right?
Tons of romance. Tons of romance. That's the dirty dancing and all that, in making this, it is very accurate. And any time, we screen the film, and we're super excited to come to the Bay Area, because it hasn't, obviously this is our premiere at the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival. I mean, audiences, there are people who will talk for hours after about, who met at the hotel, who was conceived at the hotel, whose parents honeymooned there. Like, there's so many stories of people who found their partners at this hotel and at these hotels.
And speaking with Paula Eiselt, and you've seen her work everywhere, HBO and Sundance and Hulu and South by Southwest. She has been nominated for an Emmy. She's won Peabody as well. And this film, as I mentioned, is going to be the closing night film of the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival over at the Piedmont Theater, Saturday, August 1st, 7:30 p.m. I guess the last thing we can confirm or not confirm, Paula, it says director may attend. Sounds like you're coming.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'll be there.
All right, good stuff.
Got
Congrats.
my ticket.
Great. Congrats on the film, and we'll see you out here in the Bay Area very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Looking
All right.
forward.
Okay, good stuff. And it's funny because this is, like the Dirty Dancing thing. It was kind of based on Grossingers, as they have the real German pronunciation there, Grossinger. Is that that's one of the two lines that you can't say on the radio without being sued. One is the Michael Buffer, let's get ready to you know what, and the other one is no one puts you know what in the corner. I don't know how it works in a country with free speech, but if you say either of those things, you get sued and then you have to pay a fine. What is this, Red China? All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll go over to the Discovery Channel right here on Sports Byline.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payments interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
This summer, the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich and pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. I found girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
And by the way, can I just say, Rick, that Rick Tittle is one of the great names of all time.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch.
We got Rick Tittle up in here.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, nationally syndicated and around the world on American Forces Radio Network. Well, you know the Discovery Channel has great shows, and we've been very happy to interview a lot of the subjects and protagonists over the years. They get more eyeballs on them than network TV because they always figure out a way to make something compelling, especially bringing in the everyman and the everywoman as well. Well, everybody loved Homestead Rescue, and they're taking it to the next level here. It's going to be a new show premiering this Tuesday, the 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. It's a little bit of a spinoff. It's called Homestead Rescue Intervention, and we are speaking to the man himself, Matt Raney. Matt, welcome to the show. And they always say an intervention is the worst surprise party of your life because it's everybody making you sit down and hear how terrible you are. Am I kind of close here?
Well, good morning. First of all, Matt couldn't make it. This is Marty Raney.
Oh, Marty Raney. My bad.
Not your bad at all. It's nice to talk with you. So, here's the thing. The very first episode of this season was in Alaska where we live. And what those people were going through was an amazing story, meaning that they had come from, I believe, North Carolina, dreamed about moving to Alaska, did it, and bought land sight unseen, got to Alaska, sold everything they had, drove the Alaska highway, got to Alaska, only to find out they had been duped in the land sale, and it was winter. So here they are living in the trailer. They took all the things, their household possessions, out of the trailer they were pulling behind an old Suburban. Then they were camping, if you will, at freezing temperatures in the trailer, wondering what to do next. Then they found an acre piece of land with road access, and just were living in tents. So it wasn't so much as an intervention like people think of them, but it was a wintervention. Episode 1, wintervention. So that said, all these homesteaders that we help, assist, give a hand up to, and I'm kind of anti give a hand out to. They got to be working with us. But so they all kind of they do have the common thread of they want to live freely, independently, self-sufficiently. That's the dream. But in their case, and in other people's cases, they get to that property or they get started, and after a year or two, they realize that it's tough. It's tough to be self-sufficient. It's tough to live off-grid. It's tough to live without, running water, electricity, and all of the amenities. And to create these, build these, get those things functioning on a remote piece of property is a challenge.
I was looking at the little blurb about the Wintervention, the first episode premiering coming up here on Tuesday, and talks about being intense and facing bears, but it also said to avoid what's the arsenic part of this? Are they spraying the crops with arsenic? What's going on?
So it's in Alaska, and they don't hold the patent on that, but all across America, you can find all kinds of contaminants in water, iron, calcium, phosphorus, and arsenic can be found in a lot of water all across North America. So it sounds, like life and death at first glance, right? Arsenic, run for your lives. But yeah, a lot of wells do have arsenic. There's people drinking. There's people listening to this right now that probably have some arsenic in their water, but the levels are so low that it's not harmful. Well, the levels were allegedly high in the area where they were homesteading, so that was an issue that we had to troubleshoot. The bear, TV can dramatize bears, Bigfoot, and mountain lions, and they do it all the time. We don't really need to, because if we feature a bear story, it's legit. These guys were living in the tent on the property remotely in Alaska. in very, serious brown bear country. And we had a brown bear, I think, at least one night come very close while they were, literally grabbing the gun inside the tent, like what's going to happen next. So that story, I know these people now that I've met them and worked on their homestead, and I believe every word they said. It was legit. They were not over dramatizing anything. So did we get them out of a tent into a structure? Maybe. Did we discover another way to get water without arsenic? Perhaps. This is the challenge on every homestead, trying to, help people. Pretty simple formula. But what's wild to me is you meet these complete strangers. There's no behind the scenes where we email and talk and have private, Zoom calls and say, okay, we're going to do this or that. It's 100% organic. I mean, what's unique about this season is that these people didn't even know we were coming.
So
they were told that. Go ahead. Excuse me.
No, it's fine. I thought you stopped for a second. I just wondered, did this all begin, Marty, out of a business venture, or was this sort of like an altruistic, faith-based, help my fellow man, or a little bit of both?
Well, I would say a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
I did 36 episodes at National Geographic on an adventure show because as a guide, a climbing guide on Denali, Mount McKinley, off and on for decades, I felt qualified to do something, anything regarding Alaskan adventure, no matter how extreme. But I also was a builder and kind of a unique builder, log, stone, remote, build out of the natural, building products from your property. If you had trees, we'll build a natural log home. If you got stone, we'll use those as well as a foundation or fireplace. The point. So after 50 years below zero working in Alaska, I also feel like I'm, yes, qualified to do anything when it comes to adventure, but I got to the point where I thought I could probably help anyone with any problem ish when it comes to living off grid or living remotely or trying to start out as a rancher, a farmer, or a homesteader. That was my those are just the two things that I've lived. There's two: adventure and homesteading is kind of our way of life, and we've made all the mistakes. We've made all the mistakes. We're still making them, but fewer and fewer. And I believe that that's what qualifies us, our family, to go anywhere and help anyone with anything.
All right, just a couple of minutes left. And speaking of going anywhere, so out of the snows of Denali to the deserts of Arizona, episode 2, you're helping a family and the marriage is under strain. Apparently, the husband has some sort of pet project that's taking him away from what's important. Can you give us a little preview blurb on episode 2, please?
Well, this is not uncommon, right? This is not uncommon on a homestead where the husband has to leave, right, and take care of responsibilities. But when it comes to leaving your wife behind or your family behind to take care of hauling water or tending to animals or gardening or anything under the banner, under the chore list of homesteading or ranching or farming, I mean, you've left them behind to fend for themselves, not to mention bears, mountain lions, coyotes, birds of prey, whatever is going to impact your lifestyle. So yeah, that's a common thing that has to happen in real life. The dream that you're going to move out there and be self-sufficient and you're never going to have to leave the property is unrealistic. So yes, people will see just about every type of homesteader this season, and many of these homesteaders are more qualified and they're smarter than me, frankly, on certain aspects of homesteading. But those 3 R's of homesteading, if you will, shelter, water, food, those things are easy to check a box, but they're much more challenging to have operational on a remote piece of property. So, yeah, you'll see us dealing with just about every single problem that you could think of, and things you would never think of. And that's just it's kind of the day in the life of traveling again across all 50 states, and of course coming from Alaska. Like when I left Alaska yesterday, I mean, we're off grid. I mean, I have to either walk or drive 3/4 of a mile to a river. I have to cross that river on foot, a footbridge rather, and then I'm on the road system and drive to an airport and fly, in this case, to Northern California, where as soon as I hang this phone up, I'm driving to a homestead that does not know I'm coming.
I hope it's not
They
my
do not
cabin at
know.
Lake Tahoe, because I'm heading there tonight.
Well, we're not far away. We're let's see what we are. I'm standing on Philman Road on Highway 80. I think it is. I don't know where I'm at, but I'm in the middle of nowhere here. I had to pull over where I had 2 bars to make this call. But I think I saw a sound. Oh, I'm standing in front of Altura's Ranches, about 70 miles north of Susanville.
Oh, wow. You are in the middle of nowhere. Wow. Well, listen, when you ring, I guess there's not going to be any doorbells. When you hit that triangle and you'll announce yourself, people will be, they'll realize you're there to help. We're out of time. I could talk to you all day. This has been fascinating speaking with Marty Raney, and along with Matt and Misty. They go in and they help. It's a brand new show on Discovery called Homestead Rescue Intervention, and it's going to premiere Tuesday, July 14th at 8 o'clock Pacific and Eastern. Marty, good stuff, man. Be careful out there, and we'll catch up down the road.
Yeah, and don't forget that first episode is actually a wintervention.
That's right, the Wintervention, Edgar Winter music. All right, good stuff. Thanks, Marty.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Sports Byline.
I've had a few, but then again, to give the mention, I did what I had to do, I saw it through, was nothing new, yeah.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the pharmacy shop.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
I hope I don't see you for a while. Getting sick of you.
Take your sick ass in the hospital. I don't want to walk around with you. 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 I don't want to walk around with you.
Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
All right, thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. I just looked up where Marty Raney said he was calling from. He said he saw a sign for Alturas Ranches. That ain't Highway 80. I knew that because I know Highway 80 pretty well. I've never seen that sign. That's on 395. That's why he said Susanville. I was laughing about how that was like the only place where the Raiders were on in California. So, Dominic, you're also a native Californian. Tell me if you've been to these towns nearby. Ravendale, Termo, Likely, MacArthur. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Not even have I not been there. None of those rang a bell.
I've never heard of them. Canby. It just shows you how big our state is. It's by the Big Sage Reservoir, going all the way up to Goose Lake, which is a third of Goose Lake is in Oregon. There's an XL Ranch Rancheria, extra large ranch Rancheria. Modoc National Wildlife Refuge. Now, I do like 5 years ago during the pandemic, I took a week off in the summer and I just drove through the American West. I'm not taking a week off this summer, which is dumb. I'm just going to take a Friday here or there and then maybe take a little bit longer when I go to Army Navy. But yeah, and they don't know he's coming. Don't get shot. Up there they have legal action and lever action. You know what I'm talking about with that Winchester. Come on back.
I'm Dominic Jimenez, and this is a Sports Byline USA 2-minute warning. As one of the youngest members of the Sports Byline USA family, I've often found myself in the role where I playfully poke fun at my older colleagues and try to keep them up to date on current pop culture, things that they no longer associate with. But 2026 has provided me some of my first old man moments. Some of these freshly drafted athletes are now almost half my age. And 2026 will be the last time many players I've grown up with will be wearing a pro jersey for the last time. It hit me like a Mike Tyson punch. Most of the people I grew up watching are retired or on their last ride into the sunset. The 2026 World Cup will see the last international minutes, probably, of Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Memo Ochoa, and Luka Modric. Justin Verlander's already announced that this is going to be his last season. Mike Trout has struggled to stay healthy and seems a shell of the player he once was. Serena Williams has retired, unretired, and then got injured shortly after unretiring. LeBron James is 41, Stephen Curry 38, Max Scherzer 41. Novak Djokovic is the last of the big four who's still playing. Tiger Woods may never play another competitive round of golf on the PGA Tour. And we've tragically lost Kobe Bryant, Johnny Gaudreau, and Diogo Jota in just the last few years. I think you get my point. From the time I became a teenager, there are very few of my favorites still active. And no matter how impervious our favorites may seem to the power of Father Time, he remains undefeated. So what's my point with all this rambling about my childhood favorites? It's my reminder to all sports fans out there to appreciate the greats while we still can. They excite us fans every time they lace them up, and we should do our best to live in the moment. We can get so caught up trying to capture the perfect moment on our phones that we can lose ourselves a bit at these sporting events. But every great career comes to an end, so let's make sure we give our favorites their flowers and truly appreciate their greatness while we still can. Andy Bernard said it best in the series finale of The Office. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Well, sports fans, we've been pretty blessed over the last 20 years with the talent that has graced our favorite sports. It's not too late to let you know we still got some good days left. I'm Dominic Jimenez, and this has been a Sports Byline USA 2-minute warning.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled KATY.org. Team up with them today.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you. Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busywork. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Carmine Marino coming up and Liz Miele, comedian in studio. You know, one thing that Christian Pulisic got a lot of heat for is that, you know, he's no Messi. Yeah, not many people are. I mean, who's Messi? Maradona, Pele. You can count them on. Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, you can count them on one or two hands. Christian Pulisic is a good player. He's not one of the greats, but he's very good. And in a country where most of us suck, then he really stands out. My friend was saying like a 6 in New York is a 9 in Yuba County. Kind of a mean way of saying it, but I understood what he meant. That's for men and women, by the way. And then he said, now I can rest. And he said when he missed some other games that he wanted to rest. And Carly Lloyd was saying, rest when your career's over. And then someone was like, oh, you've been resting. Look how fat you are. And then she's like, I'm pregnant. Does it make you feel good? Logan Webb even going at it last night with my guy Loader. And then I guess he deleted his Twitter today. But anyway, I bring this all up because it's just been revealed that Christian Pulisic broke his leg when he collided with Tielemans, and he came off in the second half. And it's sort of like people when they said that George H.W. Bush was a wimp, a guy that was the son of a senator and was at Yale and could have missed the entire war, dropped out of college and became the youngest fighter pilot in the United States Navy, shot down by the Japanese. The two other guys in his plane died, picked up by a submarine. Yeah, what a wimp. So if you think Christian Pulisic is a wimp, he broke his leg. I'm sure he still won't get a pass. Yeah, but he's still a wimp. Oh, man, what are you going to do? All right. All right, when we come back, we'll talk ponies with Carmine, and then Liz Miele, one of our favorite comedians, will be in studio with us. Come on back.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Hey, check out Channel 9. Check out Rick Tittle.
All right. Hey, thank you for that. Check me out, yo. And Carmine Marino is going to try and join us in the third hour. We'll try and squeeze him in. Liz Miele, stand-up comedian who is at the Punchline. She's got a nice little run. She was there last night, tonight, tomorrow, Saturday. She's scheduled to be with us in studio here in the next segment. So that means lines are open at 1-800-878-PLAY. 1-800-878-7529. We're talking yesterday about what will happen with Mauricio Pochettino, the head coach of the United States, and I thought he did an amazing job until he didn't. And, his job was to get us past the round of 32, which we've only done once in the modern era. And that was in 2002 in South Korea, Japan. And so it didn't happen, obviously. And I thought it was funny when Trump said, well, there's always next year. Just showing you how clueless politicians are. 4 years. So the Federation put out a statement in the next few weeks. Pochettino put out a statement. In the next few weeks, we can start to talk if the Federation wants to. Right now, we will rest a little bit, and we'll have conversations with the Federation to see what the decision is. I'm so happy. We've built a very good relationship, but now is not the moment to talk about my future. Now, if Tottenham had stayed up last year under Tudor, Pochettino, they would have broken the bank to get him back. And he basically said he would come back. But they hired De Zerbi. De Zerbi did a job so well that he has a statue, and now they're spending money like they should have been on all these decades. So the Tottenham job is gone. But he can get a job anywhere in Europe, anywhere in the world, really. And a choice job, not some Atlanta United job in MLS, but he can get a real team. And it's just a matter of whether he wants to coach full time. He's never done Serie A. I think that would be interesting. Remember, there were people talking about maybe Milan, but they've got the former Man United coach there now. But I mean, it's still. You could say he did make some adjustments at the half, but still, I mean, is it his fault that our best center half is 38 years old? Is it his fault that the goalkeeper quite literally kicked the ground when he was trying to clear the ball? You know, there's 3 goals right there. The player pool is good, but even when you're pulling in all these great players like Dest and McKinney and Balogun and Robinson, Pulisic, Adams, real players in real leagues, what are you supposed to do when they lay an egg like that? And so some people were talking about Carlo Ancelotti. He's already said he's going to stay with Brazil. Jurgen Klopp is now taking over the Deutsche Fußballbund. He's taken over the national team, Die Mannschaft Deutschland. I think the best thing they could ever do is to keep Poch and to build on this. So he's not an outsider who's kind of new to it. He's been here 2 years. I think it would be brilliant and amazing and awesome if they could get him to stay. But if he does leave, then there's one guy who would actually be an upgrade over him, and that's Pep Guardiola, who has no job right now. And as excited as I was for Pochettino, if they got Pep, that that would truly be something for sure. 1-800-878-PLAY. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is I keep reading these articles that are canning Roberto Martinez and Cristiano Ronaldo, and thank goodness the circus is over. And Roberto Martinez gets a lot of stick, as they say in England. I've always liked him. He's been a manager in the Premier League a long time. He's done multiple national teams. I've always liked Roberto Martinez. But they said that the ultimate error that he made these last 3 years as the head of Portugal is to keep playing Cristiano Ronaldo. And I don't see it. Now, I'm a Portuguese fan. I have seen Ronaldo his whole career. I've seen him in every game he's played in a World Cup or a European Championship. Every big soccer fan has. And, as, Dom even mentioned his thing, Diogo Diogo Jota, his passing didn't help either. But, losing to Spain 1-0 and, and Mikel Merino subbed on, the Arsenal with perfect ball for the Cruyff turn. Ferran Torres slotted home before Costa could get another Diogo Costa could get his hands on the ball. But they're just people saying he paid for blind loyalty. We have seen that many, many times in sports. And what I think is hilarious is that when Farhan Zaidi took over the Giants, he said no mascots. That was his term, and he didn't make it up. But what he meant was no fan favorites just because people love him. And then what does he do? He lets Sandoval come to spring training. I mean, the ultimate mascot. But Cristiano Ronaldo is not a piece of garbage. He's still really good. Now, say what you want about the Saudi league. It's still a professional league with some pretty good players, and he was second in goals. The guy Quinones, who Mexico via Colombia, was the only guy that scored more goals than him. He's one of the greatest players of all time. He scored goals in this World Cup. He wasn't like some just old piece of crud that they would throw out there. Now, if they put him out there 4 years from now, I probably would have a different opinion into his 40s. But remember, Messi has retired 3 times from the national team, losing the World Cup final to the Germans and 10 years ago. That's it. I'm done. I'll never be Maradona. He has the World Cup. I don't. He could very well go back to back now. People change their mind. So, as I said, they lost to Spain 1-0. They weren't humiliated like the United States. That was a pretty boring game. They got through by the skin of their teeth against Croatia on a VAR call because they hit a guy's hair, but they still won the game. And so, if anything, if you want to complain about team selection or whatever, I can just say, now, as I said, I'm a non-Portugal fan. I don't go over them with a fine-tooth comb or the comb that combs Ronaldo's hair so perfectly. You're telling me that's why they lost? Because they played Cristiano Ronaldo? And by the way, he got yanked on the hour. They played the last third of that game without him. So I don't buy it. It's just like the old thing, if Draymond wasn't suspended for Game 5, we would have beat the Cavs. Draymond played in Game 6 and Game 7, and they lost, both in Oakland. But people like excuses, and I'm not buying the Cristiano Ronaldo excuse. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back with Liz Miele.
Deviants in the streets, obscenities I can't repeat. Decadence and promiscuity, the world's the den of iniquity. Vulgarity is overused, debauchery leaves me unamused. So if you really want to be in the groove, be like me and be a prude. It's so boring to be lewd. I'm a prude.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solutions Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. That's 800-520-8629.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
By noon, I need them 8,000 hens moved into their new cages. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate, but you give them a good shake and it'll settle down for you.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
I don't understand a word you just said.
Who cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
I agree. Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. And you know what a comedy nerd I am. I'm thrilled to have the very funny stand-up comedian Liz Miele in studio with me again. You can see her on the twitch.tv and YouTube cameras there, our little webcams there. She's here because she's headlining the world-famous Punchline here on Battery Street. punchlinecomedy.com for tickets. She had a show last night. She has a show tonight and 2 on Friday. And we were just saying, Liz, that you found that dudes over 60 like me, they love you.
I didn't fight it. I just questioned it for a long time. And then I am truly just my father.
So you're an old soul.
I don't know if I'm old. I'm a curmudgeon lady. Like, I'm just a curmudgeon. I think the best way I have to figure out how to make this succinct, but I think what it is I was raised like to do the right thing. Like if you do the right thing, good things will happen to you, right? Mm-hmm. And when you do the right thing and good things don't happen to you or you get screwed over, mm-hmm. I'm just an inconsolable level of angry. And I think that's a little bit generational. And I think it's a little bit like, I just see it in my dad where it's just like, I tried hard. I said the right thing. I showed up. Why is this happening to me? And I do think that's pretty much every joke I've ever written, which is like, why? I don't understand why. So like I have a new joke I'm working on right now where I found out my Uber passenger rating and it's not great.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because I actively make an effort to be not just a kind passenger because it's weird to be in someone else's car, but to adapt to that driver, right? Like you can tell when a driver doesn't want to talk to you, so I don't say anything. And then you can tell when they're a talker. I'm asking about their kids. You know what I mean? So I'm being adaptable. I'm thinking I'm going to have this amazing rating. And then not only is it bad, you can tell how many 5 stars you got, how many 4 stars.
You can look. I'm just looking at mine right now. Yeah. I'm a 4.7.
Oh my God, I wish I was a 4.7.
Really?
I'm a 4.3 and I almost cried. I was like, so the whole joke is I found out I had 1-star rating and it's me going off. Like there's nothing, I don't drink. I haven't drank in 15 years. There's nothing I could have done that deserved that. So it's just the joke is me going through all the possible things.
Wow. Did you ever see that Black Mirror with Ron Howard's daughter where everything in life is a 5-star or 1-star and depending on your rating you can and can't go places?
No.
You should see it. Like Bryce Dallas Howard, Black Mirror episode on Netflix.
Okay.
It might give you anxiety because everything in life is a rating and then you're judged by it.
But that kind of goes to the core of it because it's not always the full picture, right? So, when I told my boyfriend this, he was just like, well, you are a door slammer. I was like, I'm not slamming doors. There is nothing worse than someone barely shutting a door. And I can't even imagine how you would have to get out and circle back around because they're already, left the car. I was like, but some of these Teslas, they have heavy doors. And so it's like, if somebody's even angry at me for being a door slammer, it's just like, well, I'm not doing it with viciousness. I'm doing it with hoping, like, I'm doing my best.
Well, somebody made fun of me for a 4.7, and they're like, whoa, that's really low. And I was like, well, what did I do? And the thing is, I'm not a big talker unless you start.
Yeah.
And so my body language is, they go, how you doing today? I'm like, pretty good. How about you? Good. Yeah, what's going on? Oh, not much. And they're like, this guy doesn't feel it. I'm not mean.
Yeah.
But I remember one guy, he had 1,000 bottles of water and all these candy bars and granola bars. He goes, take whatever you want. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. He goes, no, 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 you should take some. And I'm like, no, I'm all right. And he gave me a big frown. And I thought, did I get a bad rating because of that? So now whatever I do, even when the guy sucks, I give him 5 stars no matter what. So then he'll keep me at my what I thought was a low 4.7.
First of all, that guy was trying to poison you. There's like that guy was trying to murder you. I'm sorry. Anybody that's pushing granola bar, sorry, man. I have $1. Like, please don't push your granola bars on me. Especially as a woman, I'd be like, oh, this is a murder vehicle.
Wow.
The other thing I've been saying is that like I always tip. I've never not tipped. My thing is I won't tip until I get to my destination because that's your only job. If I don't get there, if I'm dead on the side of the road, I'm gonna be really upset that I tipped you, right? Because you didn't earn that. The same way that like if you give me my food and it sucks, that's not your fault, right? I'm not gonna penalize you. You didn't make it. So I think a lot of my struggle is, and I think a lot of people feel this way, is I did my best and I'm judging on a curve of a person I have never met before.
Mm-hmm.
So like to me, if you're polite, that's 5 stars. If you make me feel comfortable and you're polite and I'm a driver, that's good enough for me.
Right.
But there's people over here being like, I tried talking to him and he was a dick. And you're like, what? How was I mean? I didn't do anything. Like, so that's, I think the hardest thing about the rating culture is like, you would have to kill me to give you anything less than 4 stars. Like, that's crazy.
Well, this is the thing that I think also. Now, I'm a big tipper in the world, except for there's a bakery where I grab the bread off the shelf, I take it up, and then they were like, the tip started 25%. And I'm like, you literally did nothing. Okay. But yeah, restaurants, yes. But the whole thing was Uber bragged for years. We don't take tips. We don't take tips. I'm like, well, Lyft is. Well, that's Lyft. They suck. We don't take tips. They don't take tips. And now they're like, do you want to leave a tip? And I'm like, no, that was your whole sales point, was that you don't. And so I've never left an Uber tip.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna school you a bit as somebody that's been in a lot of them. They get all their tips and I think they only get 50% of the ride. So think about it. Like if it's a $10 ride, they're only getting $5, and then the tip is everything else.
I thought they got 75% of the ride. It's half?
I'm pretty sure it's half.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then also I learned that short rides is their bread and butter. So if you're somebody that's going, like I had to go from Secaucus to Hoboken. It's only 20 minutes, but nobody coming back Hoboken to Secaucus, they didn't want to be in Secaucus.
A girl can dream, those towns.
Oh yeah. but truly, now they have to go back home. They're probably not picking anybody else up. That has to be what special. So like short rides is where they make all their money. So when you do a long ride, besides the fact that, that's tiring, they might not be making as much money.
That's
from
true.
them.
There was one guy who, oh, sorry.
No. I'm just like, I do think tipping culture has like gone insane.
Yeah.
But I do think like taxis have been traditional tip, haircuts, tattoos. Tattoos. Wow. Yeah, because it's art. Eating. Coffee to me, I'm always gonna tip, but that's also like, I don't know. That's sometimes those are the only people I talk to in a day, and I just feel so close to baristas.
You do,
yeah.
Well, there was one guy, an Uber driver, who recognized me, and then he just wanted to talk sports the whole time, and I did engage with him, because that's a guy who will say, I had Rick Tittle in the car. He was an ass.
Yeah.
And I don't want that going around. And I'm not an ass. I don't want to talk. But at that point, I have to engage. And I have to do like a half-hour show for him.
Yes. I've done many a podcast. Believe me. I've done so many podcasts. But sometimes I've met people and engaged with, because I don't drink. So I'm not at bars.
But you used to.
Yeah, but not really.
Okay, you weren't a fall down drunk.
No. I stopped drinking because of stomach issues. Like, I've never been fun. I just want that to be clear. At no point have I ever been fun. But
comedy is fun.
Comedy's fun. That's the thing is, I actually had my heart broken a few times with like comedians I watched when I was younger and I loved. And then I met them in person and I was like, oh, their stage energy is amazing. Their offstage energy is accosting.
Yeah.
And I now understand why maybe people have stories about them. And I might be one of those comedians. Like on stage, I'm a performer, but like off stage, I can be in the streets, I can be aggressive. And
But you are the most family oriented. I've been interviewing comedians for decades. You are the most family oriented, even to this day. Like you've made it, and you still care about your mom and your dad and your bro. You brought your mom and your brother one time here. You still are connected to your family. You didn't leave them behind and just visit them on Christmas now.
No, I mean I'm close. Like I'm one of 5, so like I think I feel fortunate that I get along with my siblings. I'm closer with my middle siblings, which now we're all going to be in Los Angeles. You know, my parents are good people, and they've always been supportive, not just to me, but like all my siblings. And I feel fortunate. Like there's definitely toxicity and drama and all that stuff in my family, but I do think we have a good heart and a good base.
Sure.
And I think that's how I kind of judge anybody. Like I've made mistakes. I've done and
we
said
all have.
stuff that I'm not proud of, but I can come back and be like, oh, that was a mistake. To be able to say that was a mistake and try to do better is, I think, a core of my family and something that I at least try to put back in the world.
It's Liz Miele, the family therapist comedian. She is here at the Punchline, and we will take a quick break. And we will, if you want to ask her a question, 1-800-878-PLAY. Come on back on Sports Bio.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Caddy didn't come from a textbook. Before we started it, we were quoted $60,000 for a piece of software our business needed. So instead, we sat down with our own AI setup and built the whole thing ourselves for just a couple $100. That gap, $60,000 down to $200. That is the whole idea behind Caddy. And once we saw what was possible, we could not unsee it. We built it into a system, and now we build it for other businesses too. If you're using ChatGPT or Claude in a browser tab, you're touching maybe 10% of what these tools can really do. Caddy is the other 90%, wired into how your business actually runs. The repetitive work, handled. The details that slip through, caught. The hours you lose to busy work, back. We come in, we build, we train your team, you take the keys. No $300,000 executive hire, no year-long project, no learning curve. Just your own unfair advantage built around how you already work. Book a free strategy call at meetcaddy.com. That's meetcaddy.com. Caddy, your unfair advantage.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
I honestly just got the chills as you described it again for me.
You must be crazy. Use a DOG. And if you was my man, I would have been kicked you out of my house by now. This is what had happened.
That's elaborate. Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. And if you're watching on YouTube or twitch.tv, you see that Liz Miele is with us in studio for another segment. And she's here because she's in town here in San Francisco. Get to the world famous Punchline, one of the great comedy clubs in the world, as she is headlining. She's got shows tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday as well. And Liz, we were just talking about Ubers and such things like that. I do, when I talk to comedians and we talk about Edinburgh Fringe, I bring up you a lot.
Really?
Because I remember the story you told me about how you have to bark your own shows and it's raining and the audience is funnier than you and you cry. And people are like, well, I don't think I had as bad experience as Liz did. Have you ever gone back?
I hope to never go back. I mean, I headlined there. Like, I went back and I headlined, not during the festival. I would have to be, like, stupid famous, where, like, I have producers and everybody's doing stuff for me and the audience appears gratefully. I'm glad I did it. I was warned. It was I felt like I did a lot of research. I talked to a bunch of American comics, many of them that didn't enjoy it. And then I talked to a bunch of British comics that are like truly like manipulated by the system. I think it's changed a lot since then because it was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But like they just do it every year. You're supposed to do it. That's the only way to make it in the UK, blah, blah, blah. And it was helpful to know that it was going to be difficult, but there was benefits to it both career-wise and creatively.
It was a full month?
Full month.
Oof.
Yeah. And what I've learned is I don't want to do stand-up every night more than 2 weeks. There's a real law of diminishing returns where you're like, I'm like, you really are like, oh, my punchlines, I got new ideas. I feel sharp. I feel like I could do this forever. And then at some point you're like, I hate this. Everything sucks. Everything I said is boring. I never want to say these words again. So like I came back and I hated my hour. And I've never done that much comedy before. Because I was not only I did my hour every night at around 5:30 or 6. Then I was on a showcase where I did 20 minutes every night. And then I was doing like 10-minute spots throughout the city. So I would do a noon show. I would do a 2 a.m. show. Again, luckily I'm not drinking. I don't know how the people drinking and doing drugs do it because like it was so funny. I was jet lagged. So, every day I would get up at 7 a.m. no matter what times I did, and I would go take a yoga class because I had a knee injury at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd get up and do a yoga class, and by the end of the festival, then it turned out I was doing like noon classes, and then by the end of the festival, I would just stretch in my room. Like I just completely fell apart as a person. But it was so important. It was also a lot of like, so it was 10 years ago. I was 31, and it was just important to know that I could do it, and that everything about that process I did myself, and it was career changing and mindset changing, right? Because now this business is do it yourself. And I was one of the early adapters of do it yourself. I was putting out albums on my own. I was one of the first YouTube specials to be out there. Like I've now created a prison of my own making. I think we're all struggling with the do it yourself.
Golden handcuffs.
Yeah. But at the time, I wasn't really somebody getting on TV. All my girlfriends and friends were doing late night and, Last Comic Standing.
Did you do Girl Code?
I didn't do Girl Code. I blew up online. I had a video go viral 15 years ago, and I was getting all these auditions, and I was overseas working, and I just thought they'll be there when I get back. And it wasn't. It was like this short window for like 2 weeks, and I missed it. I know that now. I didn't know that, 15 years ago. But I really wasn't, I didn't get any attention, any fans, very little TV until I started putting stuff out on my own. And a lot of that do-it-yourselfness came from touring on my own in Europe and doing the festival.
Well, and also, the old "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger," and then to give you the confidence to know. And then also, you learn things about yourself, as you say, like if I do 2 weeks in a row, I'll lose my mind.
Yeah.
That's something I was talking about. We were talking about Sam Morril on the break, and then I think it was not this tour, the tour before, when I was looking down, and he had a theater every night in a different city, and it was like you have to say yes because it's a theater, and if you say no, you might get cold. They might get somebody else, and it's a lot of money, and so you just have to, I guess, like you said, find that time where even if it's 4 months from now, there's a week that I can do nothing. But do you sort of feel like when you're doing that week, oh no, the world has forgotten about me?
I used to. I think, again, now that the internet is such a huge part of our life, you can kind of keep the ball up a bit more with that. The pandemic actually really helped me understand the importance of a break. I was really burnt out. I was like not okay in the head. I was starting to kind of take off. And I was first really upset because like things were starting to work out, and now, we're stuck at home. But my brain came back. Like I was just so tired, and I didn't realize that I was like, how it is, like you can have a 9 to 5, or you can have a job that has no hours. And it's like, while I have more free time than the average person, I wake up, I'm answering emails, I'm writing, I'm editing, I'm like, I'm constantly doing stuff for work, and then I go do stand up. And then, and then sometimes I get home from stand up and I'm writing notes and I'm repacking, and like there's I'm booking flights. Like I am a one-stop show everywhere I go, and I don't think I realized just how taxing that was to me.
Did you get a manager or an agent?
I have a manager and agent. I got that 18 years into my career.
All right.
Because all my friends got managers and agents before me, I really learned what they can and can't do. And I still, things aren't great right now. There's only so much they can do, and the business isn't great. So I think I had a moment. I think the least amount of work I ever did in that department was like 70%, and now I'm back to like doing 80%.
Well, when you're hands-on and you want things done right, so like if you have a manager and your flight gets canceled, normally you'd call the manager and say, make it happen. Or do you like, no, I'll just do this right now myself?
I do it all myself. I have friends that their managers do that. That doesn't, I until it's a private jet, I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't like, because I don't want to, so many things get canceled more than ever now. I don't want to be, like, I know comics that don't really understand the Delta app. Like, you're like, dude, you gotta, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to not have that skill set, but just like negotiating deals and like chasing down bookers, and like, it's exhausting when you're just like, I did this 20 years ago. I don't want to be doing this now. But I also feel fortunate. I mean, I feel fortunate that people in this business like what I do. I feel fortunate that fans come out. I now use almost like a school system of breaks. Like I probably, like I don't have, this is probably the most I've worked in July in my career. I usually don't do anything. I'm doing like spots, but I usually don't tour like last week of June to first week of August. I have like this kind of natural break where tickets are hard to sell. People are at the beach.
Sure.
And then December is really hard to sell tickets. So I usually take off like December and the summer.
Yeah, that's good. So now, as you say, the way we go now, do you have someone that does clips of you? And 'cause some guys, they'll hire a college flunky, I shouldn't say flunky, but like a college kid, and a lot of it is crowd work or whatever, and it's just like, get those 30-second clips out there.
I do it all myself.
Okay.
I have like anything that takes like a lot of editing. I have my one of my best friends from elementary school does editing, and she'll edit videos for me, and she'll do like posters and stuff for me. So she's helped me a lot. My boyfriend's an editor, so he's edited all my specials or the last couple, and then he'll do like trailers and stuff. But I can't afford him, so he'll be like, since you don't pay me, this will get done when it gets done. So I have a good team of like friends that kind of help me out. I'm this close to being able to farm more things out. I think that's where I'll feel most comfortable, because the truth is my favorite thing is to write. And when your day, like it used to be 50-50 and that was good, but there's days where it's like 90-10, 100-0, and that it just doesn't feel good. So I also try to be like, if I'm on the road and my schedule's already messed up, those will be writing days, and then kind of get work done days are like when I'm home.
Well, Madison Avenue ignores people in my demographic. They don't even want our money unless they're selling like drugs or walk-in tubs.
Okay.
And now you can corner the market of the 60-plus American male, since we love you so much.
Yeah.
And in the front row, and you said there was a guy last night that was basically, you were his like Madonna. I mean,
I said Taylor Swift. I think you just aged yourself with Madonna. Oh my God. No, he was just so excited to meet me, and like, and I love it, and I'm grateful. I think sometimes, because at the end of the day, I'm still like, a millennial woman. I was wearing a Darkwing Duck shirt yesterday, like I feel, and I think we've all talked about this. Like there's an age that your brain stops at a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And like I never wanted to be younger than probably 31. 30 maybe.
Mine stopped at 29, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in my 20s ever again. I felt not my best, but I was starting to feel good about myself and have self-esteem in my 30s. There was a week where I had a 4-pack. It was a week. It was a mixture of I got sick and I was like, I'm going to use this to eat healthy. So that was like a really fun week for me.
A week.
Truly. But like, you think in your mind, this is who I am, this is my life. That's going to be reflected back in your audience. But when it's reflected, like I've learned a lot about myself because of my audience. And I've gone in and out being close with my dad, but I've always understood and respected my dad, even when we didn't see eye to eye. And now more than ever, I know when I'm frustrated with my dad, it's because I'm just being my dad. Like I am my dad.
Wow. That's the name of your next special, by the way. I Am My Dad. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We got like about 3 minutes left for Liz Miele. Get on back.
South of the shadows, night. Somewhere, some villain schemes, but his numbers are 3, 2, 1. Dark window. When there's trouble, you call me ghost. Dark window.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract. Even if the panels are already installed, our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
This is special too. See, look, see, still got the old tagger on it. So you've never even played it. See?
You just bought it?
Don't touch it. Don't
well,
touch
I
it.
wasn't gonna touch it.
No, don't touch it.
I was just pointing at it.
Well, don't point even.
Don't
You
even
can't-
point?
No, it can't be played. Never. I mean,
Can I look at it?
No, you've seen
Don't
enough
look
of
at
that
it.
one.
I'm so disgusted by Rick Tittle that I find him very intoxicating.
All right, that's great. Liz Miele, see her tonight at 8 o'clock at the Punchline. Tomorrow, 7:30 and 9:45. And then on Saturday, 7 and 9:15. Liz, what are we in store for at the Punchline?
Just old man energy. I think that's what we.
Your leg, my arm.
Yeah, it's just all pull my finger jokes.
Wow.
It's interesting. I just moved. I was in New York for 25 years, and I just moved to Los Angeles. So it's a lot of I've been it's not a midlife crisis. It's like a life crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've kind of changed, my whole life for a boy, for a man.
Oh, for your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Do you go to the store, the Laugh Factory, or the?
So I work at the Laugh Factory. I work at Flappers. There's this new place called Upstairs Comedy Club.
Oh, where's that?
Downtown.
Oh.
It's upstairs.
Skid Row?
It's Skid Row. Yes.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I love what they've done. Yeah, I'm just starting to kind of, because I've been touring the whole time I've been in LA, and so I'm just starting to get into clubs. I've been doing, bar shows and stuff. It's been weird. People have asked if I'd like it out there, and I don't think young Liz could have done it because I was too I need to do as many spots, and I was just I was too kind of crazy. Old Liz is relaxing. She's chilling. But
no snow.
I live in a house, which I never thought I'd ever live in a house.
Mm-hmm.
I still walk in. I was like, oh my God, I'm in a house. My cats are thriving.
Who lives here?
Yeah, my cats are kind of indoor, outdoor cats. They're living their best life. But the thing I've been struggling with the most, and I never even predicted it. I walk into a green room and I know no one.
Wow. And we're going to leave it on that. It's very haunting. Make sure to see Liz Miele tonight at the Punchline, punchlinecomedy.com, and Miele. See her all over the internet as well. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you. I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break and come on back.
I'm Dominic Jimenez, and this is a Sports Byline USA 2-minute warning. As one of the youngest members of the Sports Byline USA family, I've often found myself in the role where I playfully poke fun at my older colleagues and try to keep them up to date on current pop culture, things that they no longer associate with. But 2026 has provided me some of my first old man moments. Some of these freshly drafted athletes are now almost half my age. And 2026 will be the last time many players I've grown up with will be wearing a pro jersey for the last time. It hit me like a Mike Tyson punch. Most of the people I grew up watching are retired or on their last ride into the sunset. The 2026 World Cup will see the last international minutes, probably, of Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Memo Ochoa, and Luka Modric. Justin Verlander's already announced that this is going to be his last season. Mike Trout has struggled to stay healthy and seems a shell of the player he once was. Serena Williams has retired, unretired, and then got injured shortly after unretiring. LeBron James is 41, Stephen Curry 38, Max Scherzer 41. Novak Djokovic is the last of the big four who's still playing. Tiger Woods may never play another competitive round of golf on the PGA Tour. And we've tragically lost Kobe Bryant, Johnny Gaudreau, and Diogo Jota in just the last few years. I think you get my point. From the time I became a teenager, there are very few of my favorites still active. And no matter how impervious our favorites may seem to the power of Father Time, he remains undefeated. So what's my point with all this rambling about my childhood favorites? It's my reminder to all sports fans out there to appreciate the greats while we still can. They excite us fans every time they lace them up, and we should do our best to live in the moment. We can get so caught up trying to capture the perfect moment on our phones that we can lose ourselves a bit at these sporting events. But every great career comes to an end, so let's make sure we give our favorites their flowers and truly appreciate their greatness while we still can. Andy Bernard said it best in the series finale of The Office. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Well, sports fans, we've been pretty blessed over the last 20 years with the talent that has graced our favorite sports. It's not too late to let you know we still got some good days left. I'm Dominic Jimenez, and this has been a Sports Byline USA 2-minute warning.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled KATY.org. Team up with them today.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you. Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. Norway has had to change their hotel in Miami. And you think, oh my gosh, the England fans there are keeping them up all night? No. They were at a 5-star property called the Dalmar, but they started some major construction, and it's a heavily congested road, and they couldn't get any sleep because of all the construction going on. These are the type of things that I feel sorry for the logistical support. Where can we go? Oh my gosh, this place is 5 stars. And they're like, we will treat you like kings, like Viking kings. Everything's great, but you always need someone to say, is there a freeway nearby? Is there, I remember looking at some Airbnbs, one in Paris and one in New York, that I was about to, it's important to look at the reviews, and I'm like, this place is amazing, the location, the price is good, it's beautiful, it's got great views, and both times they said, just to let you know that there is a music venue 1 floor below, and they play music till 3:30 in the morning. And you're like, oh, that's why it's affordable. So, the logistics manager, his name is Truls Dali. He said, we have strong people in our support team and managed to move in 2.5 hours. The changing of the hotel is not ideal. We wanted to take action as soon as possible. Having a good atmosphere is important. We are going to stay a week in Miami, and we have now been in the United States for 6 weeks, and we're about to play the biggest match in Norwegian history. And we have avoided cabin fever so far and don't want any risk of it now. FIFA have accepted. We must move to another hotel. And yes, Norway has never. Norway usually doesn't even go to the World Cup. So they've never gotten to the Elite Eight, to put it in March Madness U.S. terms. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. We got another hour. Come on back.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. America we need right now. America, premium vodka. Celebrate responsibly.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
I am so excited to be back on the Rick Tittle Show.
All right, thank you for that. And we got some horse racing coming up in the next segment. We'll talk to Carmine Marino. And then at 11:40, we will talk to Anthony C. Ferrante, who's actually from the East Bay, and he's a Hollywood director. He did all the Sharknado movies, and he has another shark movie. It's a pretty funny one, on purpose. Yes. I want to give a shout out to Arthur Ferry, Ferry. He is going to be in the semifinals of Wimbledon tomorrow against Zverev, who, despite the Russian name, is German. Unlike Yannick Sinner, despite the German name, is Italian. But Ferry upset number 9 Flavio Cobolli to join Sinner and Zverev and the Joker in the semifinals. He's a wild card. He's only the 4th to get to the semifinals in the wild card era. But let me tell you about the other 3 wild cards. The first was Jimmy Connors. And this was in 1991, and this was a Lifetime Achievement Award. He was like 40 years old, and they go, all right, let him play in one more. And I remember when I was in high school, and everybody was all hyped, even though he was such a famous ass. Engaged to Chris Everett at one time. But he just was like this jerk. And it's funny because then McEnroe came, and then he was the jerk. But, yeah, that year that Mac finally got past Borg, Connors was in the semifinals against McEnroe, and they fought and they fought. And I remember all my friends were rooting for Connors, and I was like, screw that old man. I'm going Johnny Mac, baby. So, but this was an 8-time Grand Slam champion who was a wild card. Then you had the next year Henri Leconte. And one of my best friends who I played tennis with was 5'8". And so he loved Henri Leconte because Henri Leconte was 5'8" and handsome and French, and all the ladies liked him. and he was a top 5 player. He was never a champion, but he was always in semifinals and finals. So Henri Leconte was a big star. And then the other third wild card was Goran Ivanisevic, who is one of the tallest, strongest, guy who won Wimbledon, had the fastest serve ever, was a world number 2, and he was a wild card because both with Leconte and Ivanisevic, their careers were waning, and so they go, oh, all right. It was like Connors. So Connors, Leconte, Ivanisevic, they were wild cards who were world famous and champions. Arthur Ferry is 23 years old. He's never got past the third round in any ATP event. Now, the interesting thing about Ferry is that he's, well, I guess maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but he is French. He was born there. But he grew up in England. Where did he go to college? Like John McEnroe, a Manhattanite, Stanford. Remember, we had a PM of the UK from Stanford a couple of years ago. So, born in France, raised in England, English or British citizen, went to Stanford, and now he has won 5 matches at Wimbledon. The entire ATP career he's had, he's only won 6 matches. He's already guaranteed himself $1.2 million in money, which is way more than all the stuff he's earned combined. But the other thing is that he doesn't need money. The whole thing about kids who go to Stanford are trust fund billionaires. His father, Loic, is a multi-million-dollar hedge fund manager in France. He also owns FC Lorient. They play in the top flight, Ligue 1 Championnat. So they play the Marseilles and Lyon and Paris Saint-Germain. So should we hold it against him? And the answer is no. Little rich boy, born in France, raised in England, went to Stanford, doesn't need any money. But you have to give him his due because he's never done anything before. And daddy didn't buy him this. This isn't like Matthew Broderick and Glory where you could buy yourself a commission. How about that? That was a British Army tradition, by the way. You could buy yourself. Why do you think George Washington was a colonel at 22? Because his family had cash. Now, of course, Zverev is just coming off winning at the French Open. He knocked out Taylor Fritz in straight sets yesterday. And if he can pull off the upset of Zverev, he's either going to face Sinner or Djokovic in the final. Of course, if Djokovic wins, he will have the all-time record. He'll have 26 Grand Slams, and that will pass Margaret Court. All right. Also filling up this segment, I'm going to go here. Dom, would you like a trivia question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And I was thinking about, because I always do these questions myself, and if it's a slam dunk, I say forget it. And then if I can't get any, I say forget it because I think you won't either. But when I heard this list, I could think of only five guys. Now, what am I talking about? Ryan O'Hearn, the other day for the Pirates, their first baseman, he had 10 RBI in a game. 10. He's the 17th player ever. So of the other 16, I only got 5. Now, maybe 5 is a lot, but you're also a baseball lifer like me. Now, I've seen a little bit more baseball than you, but I still think, I wasn't even going to ask you this, but then JD didn't show up, so here we are. What can you name me guys who've had 10 RBI in a game since 1900?
Okay, let's start a little more recently. Let's go Albert Pujols.
No.
Did A-Rod ever do it?
Alex Rodriguez did it very good. There's one.
Barry Bonds?
Barry Bonds did not.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, let's go a little old school. Babe Ruth?
Not Babe Ruth.
Mantle, DiMaggio, Williams.
No.
How about Fernando Tatis Sr. with his 2 Grand Slams in 1 inning?
Great guess. No.
That's actually almost embarrassing.
How dare you only have 8 RBI?
Oh, man. He had 8 in 1 inning and couldn't get 2 more along the way. I'll be honest. I've got no clue.
Think of a couple guys who hit 4 home runs in a game. And it wasn't...
I honestly couldn't.
Okay. It wasn't...
Garrett Anderson?
Garrett Anderson is correct. I got that one, too. I guess Nick Kurtz, because I thought he did it. But that was 9, I think, last year.
Yeah, I couldn't name you anybody else who's hit 4 in a game.
Because he was 3 feet away from 5 home runs in a game. Which was nuts. All right. The one I got, because he did it 2 years ago, was Shohei Ohtani did it.
Yeah, it feels pretty obvious.
The other one I remembered was Scooter Gennett, lifetime giant. What do you call him? Giant
Forever giant.
A forever giant. Do you remember Scooter Gennett doing that?
I don't remember him doing it, but now that you've mentioned it, okay, yeah, he did it with the Reds.
Yeah, that's the only reason I think I remember him. Mark Reynolds did it. You mentioned Garrett Anderson and A-Rod. Nomar Garcia-Parra did it. The other 2 I got were hard-hitting Mark Whitten, because he had 4 home runs in a game for the Cards. And I remember Reggie Jackson did it for the A's.
As you were talking, I thought Reggie, and apparently never said him. Good job, Dom.
Yeah, well, that was when I was a little kid, but I was growing up like, Reggie once had 10 RBI. So the other ones, Fred Lynn, and then now we're going before my time. Someone named Norm Zouchin, Walker Cooper, Rudy York, Phil Weintraub, Tony Lazzari, I know him, 1936, and the first guy to do it, 1924, Jim Bottomley. That was perfect timing, Jim Bottomley. And then the cymbals. All right, come on back.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash, whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind. Call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! You take a mortal man and put him in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people's heads roll.
Don't ask Rick Tittle to bring it, because it already done got brought.
All right, it gotten brought, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. Joining us from Pro Wagering is our good buddy Carmine Marino, the horse racing aficionado. Carmine, we got stuff coming up with the Century Mile, the Indiana Derby, but first of all, how were things at Saratoga? Because I know a lot of racetracks actually canceled because of the heat.
Saratoga ran, and the racing was interesting. The judges were ridiculous. There was scratches. They fined Paco Lopez for when his horse fell down, which was ridiculous. For 30 days, they suspended him. They disqualified a horse that was ridiculous that won by 10 lengths.
Why?
You know what? It was a joke. I watched the replay about 15, 20 times myself, listening to other prognosticators regarding horse racing. It was probably one of the worst disqualifications they've ever seen as well. I mean, the horse came through, barely did anything wrong, and yet they just crushed the horse. I mean, you know what? Some of these disqualifications are ridiculous. I mean, sometimes some judges are a little overzealous. In this particular race, I definitely think they were overzealous. And what are you going to do? I mean, that's horse racing. I know listening to people talk, they do interviews. One thing about the New York judges, they are not afraid to talk about why they did this or why they did that. But this particular race in the stretch was ridiculous. Jose Lezcano rode an incredible race. They took him down, and he was a bomb. He was like 20-1. And it just so happened I had to run first. I ran second and fourth. And the horse that I originally liked, I ran third, would have been my exacta, and I would have had the trifecta, but I threw him out. So I'm like sitting there going, SOB. I can't believe that just happened to me. You know, what are you going to do? But I'm looking at, Saratoga is just one of the greatest tracks there ever was and will ever be. And I'm heartbroken that Aqueduct is going to be permanently closed, but there's nothing like Saratoga. And I'm hoping to be back there in August for the Whitney.
Good stuff. Now, you said because of a horse fell down. Why was that a fine because it was determined as dangerous to the horse? What was going on there?
So there was a 4-horse spill, and they're trying to blame Paco Lopez, which was ridiculous because it wasn't. The horse actually has a fractured hip. He's going to make it. 4 jockeys were. That was a brutal spill. I actually had the horse that went down with Paco Lopez. He was just about to take the lead, and it's just one of those things where he clipped heels as he's making a turn. Paco really didn't do anything wrong. A 30-day suspension is a little bit overzealous. Very, very much overzealous.
All right. Are you getting in on the action for the Indiana Derby on Saturday?
I'm looking at it. I love this race. I'm betting. I'm going to tell you right now, if I get 5-1 on leading change, the 8-horse, this could be a large play. Huge.
That's Irad, who, of course, I think he's the leading jockey money-wise now after last weekend. Brad Cox horse. This is a horse that has won the Indiana Derby 3 times before. Oh, no, sorry. Cox has. Sorry, not the horse.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? Irad's been suspended, so he's back in action on Saturday. He hasn't ridden yet at Saratoga, which will be on Sunday. He'll finally get back in action there. So that'll be pretty interesting. But you know what's funny? Bobby Bafford's actually shipping a horse there, Desert Gate.
It got scratched. That got scratched.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's good news.
Why?
But I really think if you get 5-1 on leading change, this is a great. He's the only 1-for-1 a maiden race back in June. But I think this horse is right to win. They paid $800,000. It's a gun runner son. This is a nice horse. The race shapes up to be a decent race. A lot of people might look at Creole Chrome. He won big down in Evangeline by 18 lengths his last race. But he might have been, who knows, he might have been running against guys like myself.
Well, right now, it looks like Zenal, the favorite is Our Money Man, and there's also, I'm seeing some love for Out of the Woods with Luis Saez.
You know, I will sit here and tell you, Out of the Woods is going to be right up on the front end, but I don't think he's that good. It's a Phil D'Amato horse shipping him from California. He went to Oaklawn, Churchill Downs in Delaware. Nice horse. Again, not bad. Our Money Man, nice horse. Nothing to write home about. Nothing spectacular. Calhoun's a good trainer. Phil D'Amato's an excellent trainer. But I think Brad Cox will take this race for the 4th time in his career.
I'm looking at the 2-horse Mr. T, 30-1. Justin Bailey. I don't know the jockey Mitchell Merrill. Do you know him? Merrill?
A very underrated jockey. Very dangerous. In this race, I could discard him. I'm going to sit here and tell you, the 1, the 2, I'm not a big fan of. A horse, Bricklin, the 5, I'd like to look at. It's not like Rudy Brissett. He just doesn't seem to have the class at this level. Although they paid $450,000 for Bricklin. I would probably give a little more love to Creole Chrome because you don't know what kind of horse this might be. He ran against Crude Velocity Englishman on Derby Day in a Pat Day mile. That might have been a major ask because that Crude Velocity and Englishman may be the best 3-year-olds in the country right now. In the Bluegrass, he ran rather respectable, losing to Further Ado. Prior to that, he won his previous 2 races. He might be somebody who could be in the exacta or a trifecta gimmick.
I'm looking also, I don't know if you are, the race in Edmonton, the Century Mile, and the 1 horse, it took me a while to figure out what it was, but all one word, A Belief in This Livin'. Anything on the Canada side, or do you not bet on those?
I haven't looked at the Canada side. And to be honest with you, this Saturday, I'm looking at Indiana Downs because Saturday's at Saratoga is not that great. But the thing I'm really interested in on Saturday, I'm interested in Norway. I'm looking forward to the Viking Row. Row. I'm looking for the Vikings to win. I got to say, I bet $100 on them doing the whole thing now. I got 15-1. I'm excited. I love the energy.
Yeah, I do too. And it's a shame one of those 2 teams got to go home because I like England as well. But yeah, that whole thing, and Holland, he's born in England, and it's just the connections, and he plays in the Prem just like his dad did for Man City. And me as a Dane, my Danes choked, and so I do feel a little bit of love for anybody who puts on a hat with the horns. And for you as a Vikings fan, it's a perfect fit, right?
Oh my God! And the fan base is unbelievable all over the country. I mean, everything's going viral. I've never seen a team embraced like this Norway team. How can you not root for them?
Yeah, the boom, boom, roo, boom, boom, roo. I mean, that's and plus they took over Times Square twice already.
Right.
Yeah.
I am rooting for that. That's the reason. I mean, I know when the Vikings football teams, the fans do it, it's exciting. But this This is amazing. In fact, Minnesota Vikings should change their color to red because that would be amazing to see a sea of red. I mean, oh, come on. It's unbelievable.
Well, then
this has probably been the best tournament I've ever watched. I'm not a big soccer fan, but this World Cup, it has been exciting.
But then you wouldn't be the purple people eaters anymore.
Well, they haven't been the purple people eaters in a long time. So maybe,
Since Alan
maybe
Page.
they need to start thinking on. Maybe they need to bet on red.
Get some red meat. All right. As always, Carmine Marino, Pro Wagering. Good stuff. Have a good weekend, buddy.
You too. God bless.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you. God bless. And there again, see, the Pro Wagering guys, they've both been captivated by Norway. And look, somebody has to be, there's nothing wrong with being a new fan, and something has to captivate you. And people ask me how I became a Tottenham fan. And I was working on a network that was showing English League highlights. And, Man United, a friend of mine was from Manchester, and I'm like, oh, what are they like? And then, an American was going to be playing for Sheffield Wednesday. And then at the World Cup, my favorite World Cup team ever was England at Italia 90. And my favorite two players were Gary Lineker, who had the Golden Boot. I couldn't believe there was a guy from England that got the Golden Boot in '86 in Mexico, and Paul Gascoigne. And I was like, all right, whatever teams those guys play for, I think I might have to be a fan. Oh, they both play for a team called Tottenham Hotspur. And I thought, I knew England pretty well, but I had no idea what city Tottenham was. And they go, oh, no, Tottenham is in London. What? Yeah. See? I was in my early 20s. At some point, you don't know. And so if Erling Haaland is the guy, or the Rue, if that captivates you, come on in and be a fan. All right, when we come back, Anthony C. Ferrante.
Thinking about you for quite a while. You're on my mind.
IBM has entered into a multi-year agreement to become the official fan engagement and data analytics partner of Scuderia Ferrari HP, the most renowned Formula One team, starting in 2025. The partnership brings together two iconic and enduring brands, both driven by a passion for innovation and commitment to progress. IBM and Scuderia Ferrari HP will conceive, develop, and deliver world-class digital experiences to bring racing enthusiasts closer than ever to the racing team, bringing marquee events to life for millions of fans around the world. Sponsored by IBM.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payment's interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Kohl's knows summer comes with a few family debates, like what's the best ice cream flavor, or who gets the good pool noodle. But when it comes to Kohl's summer outfits, everyone's in agreement. They're comfy, they're cool, they're stylish, and they're here to make everyone's summer feel a little easier. Shop now for looks that the whole family will sign off on at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Resistors to mind reprogramming will be exterminated for the good of the state.
What kind of government you guys got here? This is worse than California.
This is the only sports talk show that features a Rhodes Scholar, but he ain't here today. Now, back to Rick Tittle.
All right, thanks for that, and welcome back to Sports Byline USA, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. There is a brand new movie that just came out a couple days ago. It is called Water Park Shark. It is streaming on Apple TV, Prime Video, Fandango, and Home. Lots of different ways, and we're very happy now to be joined by the director of that film, the veteran filmmaker Anthony C. Ferrante. Anthony, welcome to the show. I see you're a Contra Costa County guy like me. You're from Antioch. I grew up in Richmond, so I assume Antioch High, right?
Yeah, I went to Antioch High. I went to Los Angeles College, and I went to San Francisco State. So. Yeah, it was kind of cool growing up in a small town, but there's not a lot of places to make movies. So I kind of had to figure that out on my own.
I'm from Richmond, went to Salesian High, did a little time at Contra Costa, and then St. Mary's College. So I'm Bay Area through and through like you. So I mean, I think it's great because, as you said, Antioch is not the boom town for film. I know you got those Black Diamond mines, which are kind of a cool setting. But how did you get into it? Was when you were at State?
No. I mean, it's very one of those weird, excuse me, one of those weird kismet things where, like, I remember in sixth grade, I was like sitting on the playground trying to figure out what movie I wanted to see over the weekend, and I go, I want to make movies. And it just popped into my head, and I didn't know how to do that. That's not something a 6-year-old can figure out at that age. So I decided, well, you know what? I'll just write movie reviews for my class paper. And then I started doing that, and I was convinced the local theater owners. There's a woman by the name of Marianne Balaco who ran the Stam Theater, the Capitol Cinemas. I think we had Metro 4 at the time, and Drive-In. And I said, look, I would like to go see movies so I could review them. And she gave me a year-long pass.
Wow.
And I got to go to every single movie. I was, I'm in sixth grade, so my mom was pretty liberal about stuff. So she didn't have a problem with me seeing anything. So I just went and saw everything, whether it was appropriate or not. And that was like that was the thing. It was my weekend. I'd go figure out which movies I was going to see and sit in the movie theater all day. And that was, my best friends were the people that worked at the movie theater.
That's really cool.
And then so after that, doing a lot of that, I kept doing the movie reviews. Eventually, when I was in high school in Antioch, they were doing a film class at Los Angeles College in the evenings, and they made an exception for me. And I was able to actually take that filmmaking course. And three of my best friends to this day, a little bit older than me, I'm still friends with from that class. So,
that's crazy. So
and after that, it was it. That was it. I had the bug, and I wanted to make movies nonstop.
So I know you're best known for the Sharknado series, and when you made that, you probably thought, "Oh, this is fun, and maybe it'll be a cult hit." Did you think there would be 6 of them, Anthony?
No. I mean, look, I had done 3 movies before that. They were horror movies. My first one did pretty well. It was a ghost story called Boo. And, again, being a journalist for many years and and writing things on movies, you kind of know, like, things will either hit or they won't hit. And as a filmmaker, you just hope that you continue to make movies. And so, with Sharknado, it was a little outside of what I normally do, but I always loved comedy, and a lot of my shorts were comedy. And I set out to make the most ridiculous shark movie ever made. And when it was done, we were kind of watching it before it ever came out. I've said this many, many times, but it's just funny that stuff just came true out of it. I turned to the two people who were in the editing room with me as we were watching it down with all the sharks, with all the sounds. Said, I think we made the greatest stoner movie ever made. and I said, maybe in 5 years it could potentially become a cult movie. And because the low budget movies, it's a crapshoot. You never know what's going to hit. And overnight it blew up. And I think it was a synergy of the title, the fact that the trailer lived up to exactly what people would think it is. And a lot of times these movies don't. And when people watched it, it made them smile. And so I think that at a time where there wasn't a lot of really funny things in movie theaters, this is not going to be on sci-fi, people were like, that's free, let's take a chance on it. And similar to what's happened with Obsession, where every week it was growing at the box office, I mean, Sharknado did an impossible thing on television at the time. The first airing of it, it did okay. It was all right. It was buried deep in the middle of the summer on Thursday night, but it blew up virally that night. So Sci-Fi goes, oh, we gotta re-air it quickly. The second airing, it increased the viewership because the buzz kept building, and then the third airing, it increased even more. That never happens on television. That doesn't happen in movie theaters very rarely. And again, like Obsession is like one of those anomalies. I'm not saying we're obsessions. I'm saying that kind of viral thing is a rarity. So we kind of did the impossible. A friend of mine, Robbie, who I write a lot of songs with, Robbie Risk, when he saw the movie put together, he goes, it's a movie that doesn't know it can't do that. And I think whenever you have a success like that, it's a thing where it doesn't know you can't do that, so it just happens. And if you do something and the audiences respond, that's the win. They're looking for something a little different.
And speaking of Robbie, you guys made the music for the movies, right?
Yeah, we wrote, I'd say probably like 20 to 30 songs for Sharknado, including the theme song. And we actually, the other thing that's really cool about it is finally this year, Enjoy the Ride Records, which is enjoytheriderecords.com, they came to me and said, hey, can we do a Sharknado soundtrack album with your song? So we put together this amazing package where we mostly songs from all songs from Sharknado 1 and 2 and a few bonus tracks on colored vinyl. And then it has a little pop-up shark in the middle of where the little hole is on vinyl. And it came out on April 1st as sort of a fun, like, little unofficial joke thing. And one of the variants was a shark tooth-filled vinyl, and it sold out immediately. And we're down to, like, the last, one of the variants is down to 6 copies, and I think there's 50 copies of the other one. So we did pretty good for not having a big, gigantic label. We just did this little thing, and I think it's cool. And I'm gonna be at SharkCon promoting Water Park Shark next Friday in Tampa, and so Robbie and I are gonna actually perform songs from Sharknado for the very first time, because the band is kind of a movie band. We do the songs for the movies, but we have never really sat down and go, hey, let's go perform these things. We've done a couple little one-offs, but never like a full set. So it's gonna be kind of exciting.
That's cool, yeah, and Shark Week's coming up as well. All right, let's talk about Water Park Shark. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember because I think I'm a little bit older than you, but in the 80s, there was a water park in Manteca that we would drive to. Do you remember that one?
I know.
It was like the only really good one. It had like 3 super fast. But anyway, for wherever it was, this Water Park Shark, I know you got David Chokichi, who's been on my show. Mr. Handsome himself. Tell us about the movie, please.
Well, I'd done Sharknado, and he's like Godfather. It's like, I think I'm done with sharks, and they keep pulling me back in. And a company, Narrative Films, came to the title. Tom Vitale used to be a Sci-Fi, was involved as a producer and recommended me. And I'm like, I've done enough shark movies. And they go, but Tittle, water park shark. I'm like, oh, come on, don't give me that. That's like too awesome. And we're gonna film in an actual water park, and we're gonna film it in Massachusetts, which is like a hop, skip, and a jump from Martha's Vineyard, where Jaws was filmed, and it was the 50th anniversary last summer when we filmed it. So I'm like, if I could do a comedy, kind of, because Sharknado is funny, but it's grounded. If I could do something like Caddyshack or Happy Gilmore with sharks, then I'll do it. And they said, sure. And I also wanted to pay homage to the opening of Jaws since we were in Massachusetts, and all beaches look like that opening scene where they're sitting on the beach in the campfire. And so we did this little Jaws homage at the beginning, where instead of going to the beach, they're at the beach, but the couple goes to the water park instead of to the actual water. So it was fun. David Chokchi, from Baywatch, I had known him for a little bit. I actually did pickups, second unit directing for Pickup Day from one of his films, and I got to meet him there, and then we just kind of hit it off. When this movie came around, like, well, who better than to save the day at a water park than David Chokchi from Baywatch? So he plays a lifeguard at the water park, and we just played it up. He plays a character named Coach, and he, when we started filming, I'm going, it would be funny if he just has these coach tip number whatever. And so every day we would come up with the stupidest ideas for these coach tips, and he would play it like Leslie Nielsen. It's totally deadpan straight. And the cast was one of my favorite casts because it's a mixture of some known people that have been around for a while and a bunch of new people. And it's very rare that you get like a group of actors where every single person understands the assignment and everybody was trying to make each other laugh. And on the fly would go, hey, what about this? And we would throw it in the middle of the scene, and then they would just run with it. And it was really awesome. So I'm really proud of it because it's just, like Sharknado, sometimes you just need something to turn your brain off, and the studios really don't want to make comedies anymore. And they're afraid of it because a lot of people don't go to them. Mm-hmm. And this kind of, PG-13 comedy is actually the hardest comedy to do because you don't rely on, the easy thing is relying on expletives or raunchy humor, but to actually find funny lines that just are universal, that is a testament to these actors that made this stuff sing.
Everybody should check it out right now. Water Park Shark. You can stream it on Apple TV, Prime Video, Fandango at home, and other places as well. We have been speaking to the man himself, Anthony C. Ferrante, the pride of Antioch, California. Hey, Anthony, thanks for coming on, and let's catch up down the road, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, I mean, if his phone's going to die, that's the right place for it to die. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Let's take a quick break. We will come on back on Sports Bar.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines, always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. That's 800-364-2984.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solutions Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. you could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. That's 800-520-8629.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
Like kickboxing, that's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my daylight clothes or is it just my daylight song? What I do ain't make believe. People say I sit and try, but when it comes to being daylight, it's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I.
Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. We got the quarterfinals this weekend in the World Cup, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Friday is going to be a rerun. I'll be up covering the American Century Classic, Edgewood, with all the athletes and comedians and such things up there. Well, comedian. It's usually just Nate Bargatze. Also, I saw an article about who would take over the United States men's national team if Pochettino does not stay. And they said Steve Cherundolo. And Steve Cherundolo has been on my show. He has been an assistant coach overseas. He played a long time in the Bundesliga. He's a former United States international. He's a San Diego native. He's a very smart guy. But hell no. I don't want an American. We're not ready to coach ourselves yet. The best we can do is what just happened, right? And as I said, is it Poach's fault that a guy kicks the ground? And by the way, as far as goalies go, this guy, Diego Cochin, who has been 7 years at Barcelona, he was third string this year for a couple games for Barcelona. But he's been at La Masia, which is where Messi and everybody went through. That's their youth system, the barn. They announced today that he has got a loan deal to Lumbu Boldklub. That is a soccer team in Denmark. He's 20 years old, and he will now start for them. It is a loan deal, but it's also option to buy. So I'm okay with that because he's 20 and he should be playing every day. If he's going to be the goalkeeper for the, not worry about the next World Cup, but you obviously don't want to play your whole career in Denmark because that means you ain't that good. But anyway, I'm sure it's hard to leave Barcelona, but the guy has to play. He's 20 years old now, and he will for Lumbu Boldklub. So good luck to Diego. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, Sports Byline, the sports